Hello, welcome to another episode of the Nigerian Kitchen, the tiny Nigerian kitchen. Today, I'm going to be making a draw soup and swallow. What on earth is a draw soup and swallow, I hear you ask? Well, if you stay watching, you'll find out in a moment. That's right, I am making a swallow and a draw soup. In Yoruba, it's Ila and Eba. So Ila is the draw soup and Eba is the swallow. And it's a type of food that we eat in Nigeria, where some kind of stew or soup and something that will be quite starchy on the side that we eat with our hands together. Very, very simple today. Actually, this is going to be quite a short video. So let's jump straight in and introduce the ingredients. So for our draw soup, we're using Ila, which is basically this. In English, it's also called lady fingers, or more commonly known as okra. So it's basically an okra soup. Now, I'm going to save time today by not making again the ata lilo, or the red pepper stew, because I've made it in so many episodes. And if this is the first time you're watching the Nigerian Kitchen, what's taking you so long? I will leave in the description below links to other videos where you can see examples of how to make this. So this one is mutton and oxtail stew, and so that's going to be served with the okra soup. And then this gari. Ooh. It's basically cassava, dried cassava, and made into a grain. So this we're going to mix with hot water to make our swallow. Now, the gari itself, I have memories way back from when I was young and just wanting a snack. And in the days before cereal, gari was the bomb, was the lick. So all you would do is literally take a bowl of gari, pour some ice cold water on top, a bit of sugar, sprinkle some ground nuts on, and you were done. So delicious, so refreshing. We're not doing that today. We're focusing on this. So let's jump in. Okay, before we do, I need to give some shout outs to fans who've been following, watching every single video. They comment every week. Thank you so much to Madison, to Catherine, to Lauren, to Evelyn, all of you guys. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Thank you to everyone else who's watching behind the scenes, but I know these guys in particular, they're always commenting. So I just thought I'd give them a special shout out today. Okay, so the first thing is to deal with the okra, or Ila. Now, again, from when I was really young, I remember having to go into the kitchen and helping my mum chop Ila. I hated it so much. It was such a pain, but now they're kind of fun memories. Now, there are different ways that people work with Ila. Sometimes you can actually just chop them and chuck them in a blender and blitz them. I don't really like the end result of that type of Ila. It's a bit too blended. I still like a texture in the soup once it's finished. So I'm going to go with the technique I'd learned when I was young, which is basically just chopping, and then I'd come in with a knife until you've got something fine and to the type of texture that you particularly like. Now, the thing with okra is it's very slimy. But again, you know what, I was having this from such a young age. It wasn't strange to me, it was just normal. I know now, for many people who've never had it, they can't deal with the texture. But I really do love it. Okay, this isn't bad. Then I'll show you the way other people also do it. You can, first of all, slice like this, so that again, once you chop, you've got it already quite fine. And then it's not much of a job to get it finer. So I'm going to work through and cut all of this ready for us to boil to make Ila draw soup. So that's all been chopped up now, and as you can see, there's still texture to it even though it's chopped relatively fine. If you blitzed it, you wouldn't get any textures at all, and the resulting draw soup will be super slimy. Now, there are many ways the Nigerians prepare their okra soups. Now, I'm from the Yoruba tribe, and please, yes, I'm not a Yoruba devil. I can be positively angelic, I promise you, but we mostly keep it quite simple. So all I'm going to do is literally put that in a pan with a little bit of water, pinch of salt, and boil that for like 3-4 minutes, and we're done. So straight in the pan, and maybe about that much water. Okay, now this pan does not work with induction hob, so I'm gonna have to use the hobs behind me with the real gas to do this one. And we're done, just 3 to 4 minutes, and there we have it. It's boiled and ready to go. Now you can see why this might be called draw. It's super slimy, but to me, it's also delicious. So that's ready to go. We can literally eat that now by adding some of the stew, and bada bing, bada boom. But we need some swallow to go with our draw, and that's where the gari comes in and the eba. Let's get going with that. Okay, so for the eba, very simple. All we're gonna take is the ground gari, so the ground cassava. We're gonna take some boiling water, put the heat on, and we're gonna put this in and just mix it together. And slowly, over a couple of minutes, it will gelatinize and really firm up and come together. And that's eba. Put on the heat, some hot water. Should be about enough. Okay, that should be about enough. And now we just sprinkle in that's pretty much it. It's one of the reasons I love eba, is that it's so simple to make. It doesn't take quite as much work as a lot of the other swallows that we eat in Nigeria. It's time to serve up. And there we have it, eba and ila with ata lilo, or cassava swallow and okra draw soup. Today's episode is super quick, much like my original ideas. If you watch my first video, it was meant to be Nigerian recipes in under 5 minutes. But guys, you know how it goes. Good thing comes to YouTubers who make long videos that their fans love watching. Something like that. Anyway, hands are washed. Let's get in here. So get this ready to take up my draw. Mix it with a little bit of a red stew, and you have to get into this because it's hard to take the draw, right? So all sorts of memories are firing up in my brain. Honestly, this is yet another meal I haven't had for the longest time. It's not necessarily the most pleasant meal to watch someone eating, but I assure you it's very nice. Try a little bit of the meat. Very good. I'm going to spare you having to watch me eat the rest of this. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing, for liking. Please continue to smash that like button. Continue to tune in every week. See you next time.
Yellow cassava, dried and ground by widowed nuns from the northern plains of Nigeria. Ice, pure water from the Lagos lagoons. The world's sweetest, purest white cane sugar. Finally, ground peanuts grown in the middle delta of Nigeria and tempered in volcano fire to produce the richest roasted nuts you'll ever have tasted. This isn't just any old snack. This is the tiny Nigerian kitchen deluxe gari, available for only $20.99.